It was a sunny Friday afternoon when her phone rang and her world stopped.
And to get a call and just to see the card, something I'll definitely never forget.
Valerie Gant's 19-year-old daughter, Asia, was the victim of a hit and run in Columbus.
When I arrived, they were using the jaws of life. The top of the car was cut out and they were taking her. They told me I had to meet them at the hospital.
The crash was 8 years ago, but for Valerie, the wounds are still fresh. Asia suffered a traumatic brain injury. She can't walk or talk, and most of her time is now spent at doctor's appointments or at home, where Valerie tries her best to make her daughter feel comfortable and calm.
It'll never be, normal. It's still some days, even though it's been a few years, that I think, oh my God, what just happened?
After a doctor prescribed horticultural therapy, Valerie did not think twice about installing a rock garden with a water feature in her front yard. But she should have. The Walden Park Community Association sent Valerie a cease and desist notice, telling her that she violated the HOA covenants, adding that the garden was installed without prior written approval. When Valerie did not comply with demands to remove the garden, the HOA's attorney told her she would be fined $25 a day for the unauthorized installation of the water feature and palm trees. That was a little over 2 years ago.
You know, we're talking about planting trees and flowers and doing something, in my mind, to beautify where we're staying. So it's not an eyesore. It's not about devaluing. It doesn't devalue anything. So what is this really about?
Let's look at this. This is hurting people.
Stories like Valerie's have caught the attention of Georgia Senator Donzella James, who's long advocated for HOA reform and oversight. And after our investigation, plans to reintroduce legislation this upcoming session.
It's crazy, but it's the law, and they get away with it. So we need to change the law so that it'll be a fair law.
She says her legislation will include establishing an ombudsman's office to handle HOA and homeowner disputes outside of the courtroom. An ombudsman is an official, usually appointed by the government, who investigates complaints and attempts to resolve them. According to the Community Association Institute, 7 states currently have ombudsman's offices or similar programs, and 2 of them are Georgia's neighbors.
And it works in the courts. It works everywhere. It would work especially with the HOAs.
While the legislative session does not begin until January, Senator James already has 2 committee meetings scheduled to address these issues.
Excuse me.
As for Valerie Gant, she's hired an attorney and now she's waiting for a court date, after the Walden Park Community Association hit her with a $23,000 lawsuit.
To me, that is crazy that I've had to assert energy towards that when, my daughter needs my time. I just think it's total abuse of power, and it's a situation that should not have happened.